Hello, everyone. My name is Leonard Galloway, and I'm excited to be with you for just a brief amount of time to talk to you about culture. Before I begin, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I'm Leonard Galloway. I am from Anderson, South Carolina. Yes, if you hear the country accent, it's because I'm a South Carolinian. So I'm very excited to be with you. I am a middle school principal. I enjoy spending time with my sixth, seventh, and eighth grade students. They make my day go by so well. That relationship piece that I try to build with them is instrumental and is key because I truly believe that we are impactful, that what we do in our jobs is going to make the difference in the lives of our kids. My school sits around 750 students. I have a staff around 80 individuals here, and hopefully I have everyone on here that is. I try my best at least to hire individuals who are going to increase the culture of our school, who are going to make it a home away from home for our students. So that hiring piece is very important. And individuals out there who are in charge of hiring teachers and staff, I think that is vital that you make sure that you have everyone on the bus who should be on the bus, and those who should not be on the bus, definitely make those pit stops and let them off every now and then. I've been an elementary school principal. I'm an elementary school teacher, taught fourth and fifth grade for a little while before stepping into administration. I clearly believe in results. I clearly believe in building a successful culture, building things that makes an environment that you enjoy being at. One of the questions that when I had the opportunity to hire individuals, one of the things that I talk about to my applicants is about uh, being able to work with people. And the reason that is important is because we spend so much time here at our schools. And I don't know about you, but if I'm in an environment, I want to make sure that I enjoy it. I love being there because if I love going there, then I'm going to be productive. And in the business of education, productivity looks like student achievement. It is able to grow kids. And if you come in with a negative attitude, if you come in not feeling well or not believing in what you do, then it's going to show up in our students' learning, in our teaching. And that's definitely not something that we would like to have. Culture. Oh God, we can talk about this for days and for hours, but culture is basically what you allow. I mean, it doesn't matter what you have in your handbook. If you say that teachers are supposed to be here at 7:30 and you allow teachers to come in at 7:45, then that's your culture. You can say all day that we don't do this, but your action shows what your culture is. What I like to do, and just to give you a couple of ideas, this is my 12th year as an administrator. I'm sorry, well, actually, my 12th year as a principal. I spent 2 years as an assistant principal, but what I try to do is start off the beginning of the year great. And I've been at my current school for a matter of years now. And so on the very first day of school, you would typically have your sit and get. You're sitting there going over the handbook, and nothing has changed from the handbook. Listen, nothing has changed. Every now and then, you may change some grade level leaders and things like that. But as far as things within um, your policies and things like those things have not changed. So why in the world will we spend all day going on those things? So what I like to do is I love to build and create an environment when teachers are collaborating with each other. Uh, uh, at the middle school that I'm at, and I think this is typical for most middle schools, you have your seventh grade hallway, you have your sixth grade hallway, you have your eighth grade hallway, then you have your related arts group. And those groups are the ones who seem to be together throughout the most part of the day. They're the ones who are participating in their common planning, and those are the ones who see each other during lunchtime, at least in my school. It may be different in your school. So the opportunity for teachers to work across grade level does not necessarily present itself as I would like. So on the very first day of school with my teachers, we may take about an hour or so just to do some quick introductions and maybe go over some new information. But outside of that, what I have done, and I think this has been a great start of the school year to help with our culture. What I have done, I've taken my teachers on an amazing race, and with that, I allowed them to really the name of my county is Anderson County, so I gave them things and tasks to do and go across Anderson County and randomly place them in groups. And those groups are people who those teachers would normally not be able to talk to because of the setup of the school. It was fantastic. The key teachers were not expecting it at all, but what a fantastic way! And to start the beginning of the school year. And I love social media, and social media to the point that I believe that social media tells your story. I believe that we should be the ones to tell our story, not let anyone write our story for us. We control the pen. So I said all that to say this. On that day that we had the amazing race, one of the challenges was that everywhere they go, they were supposed to go on social media, Facebook or Twitter, and post what was going on. Because one key that I learned with that is that you have other folks who are looking at social media during their workday and are like, I'm sitting in this meeting where I can be at Glenview, which is the name of our school. I could be at Glenview having fun on the very first day of school. So they may not be able to enjoy that fun on that day, but next year, when I have an opening and some of these great teachers are at other schools and they realize, oh, they really support their teachers, they really think outside the box over there at Glenview, then the opening comes up and I can snatch that teacher up. You know how it goes in education. We're always trying to grab the best teachers. Another thing that I've done, I've taken my teachers on the very first, and this was another year. We took in the middle of my talking to my teachers. I said, you know what? Let's stop this. We have something else we can do. I sent them a link to right then and there for them to sign a waiver, and we went to an escape room again. Randomly selected teachers to be parts of groups, and in the particular escape room we went to, it had various different rooms where everyone was able to participate. When I say this was fantastic, because we're competitive. Of course, we're competitive with test scores and things like that. But my teachers were competitive in trying to get out of those rooms with the least amount of time left. And then a final thing that I've done with my teachers is I've taken them to a local place called Spare Time. Instead of us going on the very first day of school, I'm sorry, instead of us having the traditional day of school, we went bowling, had lunch, and really had opportunity to really work well with each other. So again, though starting the school year off in that mindset, or just those different activities worked wonders with my school. Again, culture is very important, and that's what my teachers is. When I think about my students, I think about building those relationships with my kids, and leading the example. I always encourage my teachers. It's very important that the students know that you have their back. Well, how do they see that? Well, they see it a number of ways. One, talking to them. Rita Pearson talks, and there's a TED talk. She says students do not learn from people who they do not like. They need to like you. All right. Now, is it going to work 100% of the time, or your methods and things? Maybe not, but do not stop trying. And so, of course, we're standing in front of our students and we're teaching them and we're talking to them, trying to get them to understand the information. But we need to understand their backgrounds. It starts again at the beginning of the school year. With some folks send out interest surveys and things like that to see where our kids are coming from. But it's going to take much more than that. Our students actually have lives outside of school. They actually participate in athletics, football, basketball. They are ballet dancers. They are playing instruments and things like that. So once we find that information, if we find out that one of our students is supposed to be singing at their church on a weekend, take a few minutes to stop by, especially those students who you are really struggling with. If they see that you're putting in some type of interest with them to ensure, putting an interest with them outside of school, then they're going to sit in the classroom and realize, hey, this person really has my back. I'm going to pay attention in class. I'm going to do this. It really works. And especially here at the middle school and high school, it takes no time just to stay at the school a little bit later, walk down the hallway, see the kids playing basketball, just stay there for a couple of minutes or so. Enough time for them to see you back there and you cheering them on. And even those of y'all who do not know how athletics work or how football works. All you know is that a touchdown is made once that football crosses over the goal line. Even if you know that, the kids see you back there, they are going to be so excited to see that you're out there supporting them. And again, you cannot start building a relationship with kids in April. All right, it's too late then. If you have not started at the very beginning of the school year, making those deposits, as many deposits, and you know on the very first day that one particular kid who walks in and you know right then and there, and I hate to tell you because you know how we teachers are. Oh, the sixth grade teachers are talking to seventh grade teachers. Oh, you better watch out for John. You know he's coming to y'all nation. I'll go ahead and tell you now. His mama is this, and John is this. But you know what? John may not have worked for that sixth grade teacher, but you have an opportunity to work with John to change his history. Okay. We all have a story. I have a story. You have a story, but you can work with John to change things that have happened to him. So again, and I try to give everybody a clean slate every year. Everything that has happened in the past, we don't judge them off that. But there's nothing wrong with knowing, because knowing what may have not have made what didn't work in the past, that can help you try something different. So have those conversations with kids. Participate or show that those kids that you are there for them, not only from an academic standpoint, but from a personal standpoint as well. One thing I love to play activities with my students. And the activity I love the most is Uno. Listen, I love Uno, and I don't know. I've spoken about this multiple times, but it really works. It really works. And I'm a traditionalist. I do not play Uno like everyone. I play it the old school way. You talk to some of the kids now; they have all these different rules. No, sir. Listen, I'm old school. We playing Uno. And so I love playing my kids. And so during lunchtime, you can see me with my box of Uno cards. I have a small box. I have the gigantic ones. And they know when they see me coming outside for recess, they all run around to me. And I just take my time and I beat all those kids in Uno. I do. Oh, and I love it too. And you know what? And I want them to be successful. I encourage them to be successful. And I encourage them to work hard and try hard. And, as the principal, you think I will be in tune with their emotional needs and things like that. Oh, no, not during Uno. During Uno is everyone's game. And I get in my feelings when I do not win those games. So I'm going at my kids, working and trying my best to beat them. And the best feelings in the world is when I drop that draw four on them, bam, and walk away. And I'll say Uno and I win the game. But anyway, so the kids are able to really, I'm able to really build relationships with my kids during that time. I found that through the game of Uno, I've been able to have in-depth conversations with my kids, especially my special ed students who have a hard time behaving, especially my ED kids, my my behavior kids. Those students they were able to grasp the concept of Uno, or actually allowed me to use Uno to talk to them, and they open up. Even with I don't know if you're familiar with this at the middle level, there's always some type of drama going on. Okay. There's always some type of drama going on. So I have some students, some girls who were sort of beefing with each other. I brought them in the conference room, brought out the game of Uno. And while they were going against each other, I was talking so much junk during the Uno game that they joined sides. They became allies and began talking junk towards me. And so just for that brief moment, they were able to sort of, drop, squash the beef, and then had a very entertaining game of Uno. And they were fine for a couple of weeks, and then later on something else happened. So you know how it goes. So it's very important. Again, you can build those relationships with your students, with your teachers, and also your parents. Okay, and all stakeholders should be involved in this. With our parents, COVID has sort of pushed some of these things back. But what I've done to build culture with my parents is open the school up. Okay. And we're a one to one school, which I'm sure most school districts around here are one to one. But that means that parents are coming all sizes and ages, and sometimes grandparents have to take on the role of the actual parent. And so with that, a lot of individuals are not as knowledgeable about technology as others. And so we've had workshops to cater and help our parents understand all of these technological things that we have been placed into classes because they do not understand it. We're one to one. We're not using as much paper. We're communicating through email. So with this open house, we help some parents set up email addresses and so show some parents how to go to Google Classroom and check to see if their child has completed their assignment. And we utilize something called Power School. And so show them how to sign up for a Power School parent portal to allow them to receive weekly and sometimes daily notifications about their students' progress in class. So that opportunity to allow our parents to feel comfortable about what we call school has definitely worked. So again, we're working with our parents, our students, and our teachers, and even our community, inviting our community in as much as possible. We've done various things such as the Amazing Shake. We have community members and business partners coming in, mentoring our kids. Because one thing we must understand that this does not fall education does not all fall on the shoulders of us educators. We need our parents. We need our community partners. Everyone must be involved, and everyone has a vested interest in this because these students would not always be at my school in particular, middle school students. These students would eventually go on to be citizens in the community. And we want them to be, as most missions and visions say, contributing citizens to our community. So it's very important. Again, culture is everyone has a role to play in that, in ensuring that culture works in your school. And as administrators, you that's a big task. So I'll just leave you with a couple of things. Be able to remember to collaborate. Get as many people involved as possible. I believe that no one has the perfect answer. Or I believe in surrounding myself with folks with various perspectives because sometimes I'm just tunnel vision and I only see things one way. But if I have other folks surrounded around me who are experts in the area, I'm able to listen and we can make a decision, a group-based decision that's going to be work best for our students in our school. And with that mindset, you have to push the egos out. You have to push your pride out. You must be able to humble yourself down to take information from anybody because we are no better than anyone else. We put on our pants one leg at a time. And so it doesn't necessarily matter who has the great idea, as long as it's a great idea, we can support it and everyone can be a part of it. I also advise you all to create opportunities and do encourage individuals to be participants. Sometimes we are a tad bit hesitant. Sometimes you have folks who want to stay in the corner and not be a willing participant, but everyone has something to contribute to this environment. So encourage those folks and create opportunities for everyone to be involved. Another piece of this is to listen. It is very important that we're listening to folks and making sure that you have 100% of the picture so you can make a guided an informed decision. So listening to folks and being willing to see things from various ways, that goes back to collaborate and work with other folks. These things all work together. Also share, build a team, and share and celebrate the successes, and be honest about the failures, because one thing that we cannot do, we cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and over and continue to fail. No, do not be to the point where you cannot identify your failures. Yes, it's easy to celebrate our successes, but it's just as important to identify our failures and fix those failures. And last, support everyone. We must support those students, our teachers, and right now is the time to support our teachers. Are going through so much right now. We're dealing with COVID, quarantine, online instruction, offline. I mean, everything is going on in their heads right now, and they have a lot going on. And not only that, they have their families and things like that to take care of. So teachers need the support. We all need support. So we must work together, collaborate, be a team, and work well together. Okay. Culture is what you allow, and you all can do this. I appreciate your time. Thank you for spending a little bit of time, and I hope that I was able to drop some nuggets to you that you will be able to implement in your school I thank you for your time. I'm going to share my email address, leonardgalloway@anderson5.net. I look forward to hearing from some of you all. And as always, have a fantastic day.